first round of the 2014 season brings us here to Brands Hatch. This is Thundersport Plus.
Hello and welcome to Brands Hatch in Kent then for round one of 2014 here. The Thundersport GB season gets underway. Some lovely blue skies here. We've started the seasons off here on Motors TV in the past few seasons with drizzle and rain. But luckily for us, we've got beautiful conditions. First race on the grid here for us to kick things off this season. The Buff Headwear Thundersport 500s. The top three from last year's championship have all moved on. And Adam Palfreman is on pole position. Adam, who took pretty much most of last year out, has come back to racing, and he stuck it on pole position alongside Carl Smalley and Rob Morby. Carl Smalley and Rob Morby, two riders that were in the top five of the championship last year. Adam Horton on the second row, another one to look out for. Those three riders, Smalley, Morby and Horton, will really fancy their chances of winning the championship, but Palfreman is on pole, the orange bike there, number 64. Jonathan Perry, second row, as well as Matt Snow, and away we go from the line. Not a bad start there from Palfreman at all, and the rather bright helmet's colour scheme there, heading and tipping into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time, is number 69, Carl Smalley, getting himself tucked in. These bikes, of course, the Hondas, the class is eligible for Suzuki's and Kawasaki's, but the Honda CB 500 is the weapon of choice, and a great series it is too, that offers some fantastic racing, as we just see a quick glimpse there of Stephen Wood, number 28, tipping down into Graham Hill Bend, but it is number 69, Carl Smalley, that has the early advantage here, rider from Scunthorpe on the Rat Out Racing BCM Honda. Second place there, number 53, white bike, black helmet, bright yellow dots, is Rob Morby. Now, within this class, there is the Seniors Cup for riders that we understand are 40 or over, if you believe that. Rob Morby is one of those, so effectively he's leading of the seniors, but he's second overall. In third place, just in the background there, is number 49. That's Adam Horton. And oh, we've got a rider who's going the wrong way there. That's not the fastest line around Paddock Hill Bend. Someone's gone straight through the gravel. Not quite sure who that was. Hopefully we'll have some confirmation for you shortly as to who that is. We just get another glimpse there of another rider, Simon Parry from Ilkeston, and there we see the rider. He is up, he is okay. So number 50, that's Michael McAnulty from Nottingham, riding on the Notts Golf Club Honda. Well, he's stuck in the bunker there, isn't he? He's going to have to chip himself out and see if he can continue this race. But further up the grid, number 21, getting himself involved, Tom Leonard from Stockton on the TL Racing Honda. One of the new riders for this season in Thundersport. He's obviously pretty handy. He's at the sharp end as you get number 17 and number 20 now coming around Clearway. 17 is David Moss, and number 20, Dave Bezic. And number 131, James Adams from Bristol on the Perminator Racing Honda, but at the sharp end, that is Smalley there, number 69, already putting a lap on a few riders. Smalley in second, sorry, Rob Morby in second position. Tom Leonard there, number 21, up into third place. He started 10th on the grid, so a good race from him so far. Adam Horton's up in the top 5, Harley Preble having a good race also. But the traffic here, whoa, and that was Adam Horton, number 49, almost getting his nose chopped off by one of the tailenders. That's Ricky Allen, number 82. So some of these riders having to deal with one or two back markers. They're even having a look at each other on the start-finish straight there. Number 10 going through your picture is Dave Blakey. There is your race leader then, the pink and green helmet. I'm not really sure what I make of that. Actually, yes I do. I don't like it, but it's bright, so that's the only good thing. But Carl Smalley, it is that leads. The rider with the black helmet and the yellow dots is in second. Who he was. That's Tom Leonard going up the inside. So a good move there. Horton in fourth, Rob Morby in fifth, as these riders come round towards the end of this race. Look at these two guys at the back with the orange bibs on. That's just to denote that they are rookies for this season. They're about to be lapped, so for the first time this year, they're about to find out what life is like in this Thundersport 500 championship here at Brands Hatch. Of course, Adam Shelton, last year's champion, has moved on, but Carl Smalley here has the advantage as they go across the line. Makes light work of the back markers, goes up the inside of them, and Leonard's going to have a go as well. It's getting a bit close, and Morby's going to have to go around the outside. Smalley so far got the advantage. He's the race leader. Still Leonard in second place, but what a move that was there for third. Right up the inside, number 49, Adam Horton, stuffing it up the inside of Morby, but Morby says, no, you don't. And number 53 goes straight back in front again into Graham Hill. Ben, you've got to get it dead right through Graham Hill. There's not much room. So it's still Smalley that leads. Oh, Adam Horton trying, and then we got another faller. Now, that is number 50, Michael McAnulty. So he's got stuck in the bunker the first time, and now he's in the rough. And unfortunately, that's the end of his race. That's an abysmal day, really. Last lap flag out at the moment for number 69, Carl Smalley, and the lead that he had has gone. So this could be a dramatic last lap. Number 21 there, Tom Leonard, looking hungry on this final lap, but so is the senior cup rider Rob Morby in third. Adam Horton could be just a bit too far back now to have any impact. Smalley it is that still has the advantage. What a start to the 2014 season this would be for number 69, the rider from Scunthorpe. There's one more back marker just to come up on. Could that fall in the wrong place as they come up towards Clearway's corner? So there's still riders battling it out for the points. I see that Stephen Woody and Olkins and Colin Mooney are inside the top 10. Who's going to get the victory here, though? It's going to be Carl Smalley. Smalley tucks his arm behind his back to get the slipstream. He wins this race here, and he'll be delighted with that. Carl Smalley, the man that was so close to getting himself in the top 3 last year overall, wins here for the first race of Thundersport. Plus, ahead of Tom Leonard, Rob Morby is third and wins the Seniors Cup ahead of Adam Horton. Harley Preble, a solid 5th place, and James Wagner in 6th. There is a very happy winner though, Carl Smalley in the centre of the picture. And in the Seniors Cup, it's Rob Morby, the champion of last year, on the top.
And first position, Carl, a brilliant race and a brilliant weekend. Your third win of the weekend, you must be enjoying it.
I know, I can't believe it. I tried hard all last year, just never quite got there. And now with Adam and Neil out the way, it just seems a little bit easier. Yeah, but, well, definitely not easy, but it's just gone my way this weekend, so I'm really pleased. Great start. Yeah.
It's all slotting into place. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd really like to thank Bruce. He's my boss from Bruce Cousin Motors. I definitely couldn't do this without him. I wouldn't be here. So big thanks to him. And Drayton's Auto Centre and Scunthorpe Powder Coating for a great bike. And just all my friends and family and my girlfriend supporting me. So thank you very much.
Thank you, well done.
Cheers.
First position in the seniors and third overall, Rob Morby. It's great to see you back up here on the podium. A great start to your year.
Yeah, it's been really good. Yesterday we had 2 seconds overall and 2 wins in the seniors, and it's going as well as it ever has done. The weather's so good this year. Last year the weather was bad, but I'm actually closer to the winner this year, even though I finished third. So it's great. Yeah, we're going in the right direction. Just hope everybody stays safe and keep that close racing going.
Definitely. Thank you, Rob. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just the boys at Racing Lines, my shop, who run the shop when I'm here, my girlfriend Jane. I'd like to thank my mum, who always supports me whatever I do, and just all my friends who are here today. Thank you.
Always remember to thank your mum, and well done to Carl Smalley, the winner of the first Thundersport 500 race of 2014. Brands Hatch, the blue skies are out, and, well, it's time for the pre-National 600s. This year sponsored by A&R Racing, and on the front row of the grid there is Alan Revel, number 33. Second on the grid, number 11, Stephen Parsons. And on pole position, Dean Mulcahy, number 95, that orange bib. Well, a number of orange bibs on this grid because it's the pre-National 600. I'll explain about that class in a moment, but the red lights are going to go on and then off. This is carnage. This class, any class with a load of 600s in, usually is. Down in towards Paddock Hill Bend, and like a rocket, someone's coming all the way around the outside. We'll get a glimpse as to who that is in just a second as they climb up Halewood Hill. It's number 67, That's George Pycroft, but Parsons, I think, just up underneath him as they tip into Druids. There's a load of noise, and that's a few riders down there. 157, 46 and 68. So that's Alistair Wright, Charlie Morris and Perry Davidson. Well, that's the end of their race before it's even begun. A couple of those riders from the Royal Navy Motorsport. So, well, their ship has sunk this time around. But hopefully they'll be back ready for race 2. But it's Parsons that leads from Pycroft. Pycroft started from the second row of the grid, so a really good start from him. Parsons, as you remember, started from the front row. This class, pre-national 600s, for riders that are yet to attain a national racing licence. So, some will have orange bibs, their first ever season of racing. Others just haven't been racing that long. Either way, the majority of them are rookies to this sport, which usually equals absolute carnage. That said, there is a lot of talent still in this field, and not more so there from 95 and 33 just going through Mulcahy and Adam Revel. But it's Parsons that leads on the Giraffe Racing Triumph, coming around clearways now. There he is, up ahead of number 67 George Pycroft. Adam Revel, as we mentioned, getting himself off to a decent start. Decent starts also for Wayne Crossman and Chris Sanders. As we head down into turn 1, there is Parsons. Dean Mulcahy, definitely the danger man, fastest through qualifying, the rider in 4th place with a white helmet. About to make a move up the inside, maybe for 3rd place. It's still Parsons that leads. Yes, Mulcahy has moved up into 3rd spot. Rider to most definitely keep an eye out for. Parsons it is that leads. Champions in this class of previous years. Barry Teasdale won this in 2012. Last year's champion James Shaw. Both riders going on, I think, to have successful careers. You'll have to keep an eye on them. So it's a championship worth winning as the top 3 go round. Number 67 there in 2nd, George Pycroft, just struggling to hold on to the tail of Parsons. Further back is number 88, Michael Golding from Ringwood. And Michael's had a win in this class before on a Kawasaki, and he's just a bit further back at the moment. He's down outside the top 15. In fact, I've got a feeling that it was here last year in the damp, maybe even the year before, where he had a really decent result. But it's Wayne Crossman there on the Suzuki. It's listed down as a Suzuki, but it is, of course, in sort of what you could call Kawasaki colours, in 4th place at the moment. Number 194, rider from Romford. So he's currently in 4th place, and Dean Mulcahy up the inside into Surtees. Nice move that. And George Pycroft caught napping. So number 95, Dean Mulcahy moving up into 2nd place ahead of Pycroft. So can he maybe close the gap down to Stephen Parsons out front as he comes across the line to tick off another lap? Further back, we've got Paul Rogers, who's made a good start from 11th. He's up in the top 8, just behind Sanders and Jake Poole. Parsons still leads, coming up into Druids, and Wayne Crossman thought about a look up the inside of George Pycroft. Also good start from Asa Webb, 14th on the grid, he's up inside the top 12. From 17th on the grid, Daz Odlin is up into the points as well. Liam Helliwell, not sure what happened to Liam, cousin with Chris Helliwell, a rider here at Thundersport GB. He started 10th on the grid, he's currently just trying to fight out for the points in 14th, 15th, but Liam Helliwell, a rider that we're sure to see in the top 6 at some point this year. Good battle going on at the front though. We look further back and see number 57 there, Matt Truelove from Lincoln on another Suzuki. So keep an eye on these leading bunch. Number 44 and 42 just going through a shot. Carl Dyer is at number 44, and there is your battle for 3rd and 4th between number 67 George Pycroft and number 194 Wayne Crossman. Now the leaders did just go through Druid's corner, but it looks like Dean Mulcahy. Dean is on borrowed machinery. He's absolutely wrecked his to pieces. So he's borrowing Lee Shellcross's bike. He started off with number 95, but he's had to change it. Yes, he's lost the number 9 from his bike. There he is. He's leading ahead of Parsons, but he's lost the 9 off the front of his bike, which has caused me a little bit of confusion. But there he is. That is Dean Mulcahy that leads the orange bib just ahead of Stephen Parsons as they come up to complete another lap. Number 50 is Darren Ibbotson from Rotherham on the Kawasaki. Currently in 10th place, having a good run out here in his first full season, but it's Mulcahy that leads. There he is, going into Druids ahead of Parsons. Then a small gap back to 3rd and 4th, and that's a good move there from Wayne Crossman. He shoves Pycroft out wide. He makes it count and he's up into 3rd place, but there's more traffic up ahead. Number 44, Carl Dyer from Southsea. They just go either side of him, heading towards Surtees. Again, Pycroft fancies a look up the inside there, not quite working out. Mulcahy it is that has the advantage. He's currently lapping, let me just tell you, Brands Hatch first visit to be lapping in 49s. That is not bad. There's a change for 3rd. Pycroft has gone up ahead of Wayne Crossman now. Last lap flag is out. So it's going to be between Mulcahy and Parsons, surely, for the win. They're battling all the way through the field there as number 42, Michael Wally, gets himself lapped. There is just so much going on, and here comes Mulcahy and Parsons up into Druids. Parsons goes around the outside of Dean Mulcahy, and they exit Druids, and Parsons has the race lead now. They go into Graham Hill Bend, and they're going up towards Surtees, and Mulcahy's getting the bike all out of shape, but he's desperately trying to find a way back past Parsons. Now, something has just come up on the time screen here to say there's a 10-second penalty, yellow flag infringement to number 11, Stephen Parsons. He will have no idea. He currently leads, but a 10-second penalty won't even land him on the podium. We'll wait to see what happens and confirmation of the results. Parsons it is, surely, that's going to come across the line to lead and win this race. He does, ahead of Mulcahy. Mulcahy will be angry at the moment, but when he returns to Parc Ferme, he will find out that he is the race winner. Pycroft 2nd, Wayne Crossman 3rd. Poor old Stephen Parsons has finished in 4th place. They are the rules though. Adam Revel 5th and Chris Sanders in 6th. Dean Mulcahy then wins the first pre-national 600 race of the season.
First position goes to Dean Mulcahy. Dean, a brilliant result for your first position. We didn't see you so much in this class last year. Do you reckon you'll be with us all year this time? It's doing you really well with the first position so far.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make all the rounds this year in elite and in pre-national. Yeah, so hopefully it'll be a good year.
Definitely. Well, we wish you luck. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, big thanks to Dave Ogden at Phoenix Race Team, Miller Oils, Knox Body Armour, and NF Moto Leathers. A massive thanks, so roll on the rest of the year.
Next race out on circuit then, the Sparklight Racing, Golden Era Superbikes and Golden Era Super Sport. Remember the old days of Foggy versus Scott Russell and the likes here at Brands Hatch? Well, all those old bikes back here, and there's a lovely looking machine, the SP2. I remember when Colin Edwards was running the same colour scheme as that. On pole position is Chris Norris, number 22. 2nd, Rob Wilson, and 3rd for Ollie Dupree. Craig Jeff also on the grid, 2nd row. The champion, defending champion, number 1. You can just see him there, middle of your picture at the front. On the Kawasaki is Richard Blunt. Shane Pearson also 2nd row. So plenty of bikes of old to keep an eye on. Dupree is the rider on the SP2. Heading down, not a good start for him though, as they exit the line and come all the way down towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Chris Norris, not a bad start there from pole position, but it is 57 Rob Wilson that's got the advantage. Rob Wilson, well, this year he's moved on to the C-Tech Electrical Honda himself, a rider that well, told everyone he was retiring at the end of last year. They all say that, don't they? And then they get bored in the winter, Christmas comes, and they've got a new bike ready to go. And that's the situation here for Rob Wilson, looking to go one better than last year. Just missed out on the title in the final round. He leads from Ollie Dupree. In 3rd place there is Shane Pearson, number 24 on this Suzuki. He's listed down as Suzuki. I want a closer look at that bike as we come past. Yeah, it is an S-Rad, I think, 750, but confirmation of that in a moment when we get a better shot of it. But up towards Druids, it is Rob Wilson that leads on the Honda, Dupree in 2nd. Yes, it is the Suzuki of Pearson in 3rd place. You can just see there the Kawasaki ZXR 750 of Richard Blunt with the number 1 plate on. What a season he had. Jason Dixon there, number 62, back out to play. Always nice to see Jason out there. He's on the TPS Property Maintenance Aprilia 1000. Big bike, and a bike that was pretty successful most of last year. Craig Jeff, always a rider worth keeping an eye on his day. Can easily win these races. Number 16, Black Machine. He's out there on the Aprilia as well. Craig from Barnsley. And onto the start-finish straight they go. Wilson it is that has the advantage from Ollie Dupree. I've got to say that Ollie Dupree, not seen him for some time. A rider from Ware on the Honda SP2, the beautifully coloured red and blue machine as they're heading up towards Druids now. But he has been around and about in paddocks various over the years. Number 27 hanging it round the outside there. That's Richard Stedman on a Yamaha. And what a great movement. There's a bit of puffs, a few puffs of smoke coming out of the back there of his bike, but hopefully that's nothing too much to worry about. But Richard Stedman from 9th on the grid, that's the back of the 3rd row, has got himself into the sharp end now and just into 3rd place. But Wilson leads from Dupree. Dupree looking pretty good at the moment. Some nice blinds around Clark Curve onto the start-finish straight, and he goes around the outside of Rob Wilson. Now, I don't know if Rob Wilson missed a gear or something there, or if that's just major speed advantage, but he absolutely went past Rob Wilson like he was stood still there. And good move for them. So at the moment, it is number 65, Ollie Dupree, that leads from Richard Stedman now, who's moved up ahead of Rob Wilson in 3rd. So Rob Wilson, having started well, he's having a bit of trouble here, Rob Wilson. He's not being able, he's some gear problem or something, so that would explain what happened down the start-finish straight. He's lost another place. Rob Wilson's got his arm in the air. He's going to pull out of this. So last year's runner-up is out of this race here at Brands. Welcome back to Brands Hatch here, the golden era Superbikes and Supersport, sponsored by Sparklight Racing. Rob Wilson is out of the race. That happened just before the break, but the leader here, number 65, Ollie Dupree, fighting at the moment with number 27, Richard Stedman. Last year's champion, number 1, Richard Blunt, is just in 5th place. There is number 62, Jason Dixon on the black and yellow Aprilia. Leading the Supersports, by the way, as we quickly get a glimpse of one or two of them, is number 49, Andy Whale on the Yamaha ahead of Sam Nicholson and Richie Harrison. Riders that are out of the race so far. Dean Pollard, lost him on the first lap. Neil Appleby on the beautiful Ducati 996 has gone out, and of course Rob Wilson, as you already know. So lots of jostling for position through Druids. It is Ollie Dupree that has the lead so far, a rider that has raced a bit but has never won a race, and at the moment he is looking odds on to do that as he comes to put a lap there on Daniel Baton from Horsham on the Kawasaki. He's going to have to be careful though, he's not won this one just yet. There is the Supersport leader, number 49, Andy Whale. He's just up inside the top 10 overall. Last year's Supersport champion Lee Longdon has moved on also, but Ollie Dupree here looking pretty good. I do love that Colin Edwards replica colour scheme that he's got on that Honda SP2. He's got some traffic to deal with here, so he's going to have to win it the hard way. Number 24 there, Shane Pearson in 3rd place, desperately trying to tag onto the back of this group, but it's not quite working out. He's got traffic up ahead of him. Lawrence Barry on the LMB Recycling Yamaha. That is LMB. Mr. LMB himself is out having a play here at Brands Hatch. And into Surtees we go. It is still Ollie Dupree that has the advantage. Now, Richard Blunt at the moment, yes, he may be quiet. Yes, he is the champion, but he's also pretty clever. Racking up some points here in the first round. Up the inside there on the black and red Aprilia is number 22, Chris Norris, the man that set pole position. He'll be disappointed not to be a bit higher up than that. The last lap flag is out. Also, Andrew Windsor, worth a shout out to him, number 30, up to 8th place from 30th on, from 14th on the grid. Dominic Clegg, 24th on the grid, up to 12th. But anyway, let's get down to this. It's between these two riders at the moment, 65 and 27, Richard Stedman. A bit of smoke coming out of the back of Stedman's bike again there, but not enough for it to be worried about. There is here, though, number 35. That's a huge blowout, and that could be the end of this race, you know. 35, Jamie Pearson. Massive blowout. Now Dupree is going to have to tread carefully here, because if that's oil, and look at that, Stedman says, I don't care about the oil, I want to win the race. And well, it is the last lap. They're going to wait for the checkered flag here. No real need for a red flag just yet, unless someone goes down and across the line. Checkered flag out. It is a win for Ollie Dupree. He wins his first ever race. He wins the first Golden Era race of the season ahead of Richard Stedman. Good race that. And Shane Pearson has to settle for 3rd. Craig Jeff in the end managed to finish 4th ahead of last year's champion Richard Blunt. And Chris Norris, who was off pole, is in 6th place. So there he is, a very happy winner. Ollie Dupree, delighted with his first ever victory. And on the Supersport podium, it's Andy Whale ahead of Sam Nicholson and Richard Harrison.
And first position in the Superbikes, Ollie, you look so chuffed with that result. Your first win here at Thundersport. How do you feel?
Yeah, cheers. I'm over the moon. The bike's been going really good all weekend. We had a little bit of a gearbox problem in the races yesterday, which maybe cost us a little bit. But today, you just got out front and got my head down, and I knew that they were going to be right behind because the races were so close yesterday. And then there was an oil flag on the final corner, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" But yeah, just kept on it, and I'm over the moon. I'm so pleased. I just want to thank Peterson Sims for their sponsorship and all the guys who've come down today to cheer me on and help out. And yeah, I'm over the moon. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
You should be. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
First position in the Supersport, Andy. You must be really chuffed with that result. A brilliant race and the lap record. How do you feel?
Quite surprised, to be honest. I struggled all year last year just to even get on the podium. So to come here this weekend and win is it's a great feeling. It's top of the world.
A well-deserved result. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Nutters Fastenings and Hirelink for their support.
So as the fans grab an ice cream in the blue skies here at Brands Hatch, it's time for the next race, and it's the Isle of Man race products, Street Fighters and the Formula 400s that are included on the grid. Pole position, number 57, Ryan Strafford, the runner-up in Street Fighter B last year. Second on the grid for Lewis Barnes, number 50, an ex-Super Teen actually. And third on the grid for Paul Cunvin, number 18. Second row, Joe Sheldon Shaw, Mick Riddle, Michael Nealons. Adam Palfreman, row 3, alongside his brother Dave Palfreman, and Rob Garland. Always nice to see Rob, number 55, also out on their grid. That incredibly strange but nice looking bike in some ways, ugly from other angles, of Ryan Strafford. It is that has the advantage into turn 1. He won't like me for saying that. And up towards the hill they go. So look out for these 400s as well. They are in this race. They score their own points, and it was a decent start there from Joe Sheldon Shaw as they tip down into Graham Hill Bend, and that's Lewis Barnes, number 50, who's got himself into second place, and then Paul Cunvin also with a decent effort, number 18, but number 10 there that leads is Joe Sheldon Shaw. The 400's an open class. There's quite a few of them out there on the grid. They will remain with the Street Fighters for the majority of this season, from what I gather. It is a slightly diminished grid for this first race of the season. Street Fighter A, B and C are the classes. They basically differ as we see a massive scrap here into Paddock Hill Bend, and Lewis Barnes going around the outside of Joe Sheldon Shaw down into turn 1. Street Fighter A, the larger engines capacity, the bigger bikes, all the way down to B and C, etc. But this battle at the front here between Barnes and Sheldon Shaw is very, very nice indeed to watch. And that is Cunvin in third place, with Strafford now having a look up the inside. So despite all of this different machinery, we've got 600s, 400s, 750s, and all sorts going on. There's not a lot splitting them as they go into Surtees and up towards Clearways for the second time of asking. So Barnes here really doing very well indeed, number 50. Nice to see him out there this season. And across the start-finish line he goes. Paul Cunvin now using all of his available power to go up into second, but Strafford goes from fourth up into, no, he goes into third place. So, well, these little 400s are very handy around Brands Hatch. They're a good bike to have. As we go to different rounds this season, these Street Fighters will rip-roar away from the 400s, but around a tight, twisty circuit like this, unless you're on a straight, the 400 is the bike to have around the corners. And there is Joe Sheldon Shaw on the Quacker ZX4, and number 50 there, Lewis Barnes on another Kawasaki, but coloured slightly differently. Paul Cunvin there, number 18, is on a Honda CBR 600, and Ryan Strafford is on a Triumph 675, although modified in more ways than one, it's fair to say. Further back, Mick Riddle, a regular in the Street Fighter paddock, is up in the top 6 or 7. Michael Nealons is up in the top 8. Dave Palfreman and Adam Palfreman, the brothers, are fighting it out for 8th and 9th. Street Fighter A, it's Phil Page and John Tomlinson currently battling for supremacy in that class. I mentioned there was a diminished grid for this round. well, it looks like the majority of the Street Fighter competitors have obviously just eaten too much Christmas pudding and have decided to miss this first round, because Donington Park, our next round, there's only 4 spaces left on the grid, so we've got a full grid again. So they've obviously not set their alarms and they've missed this one. They're still in hibernation, but they will be back out to play at Donington Park, full grid of bikes. This is a good battle though between a 400 and a 600. Of course, the 600 CBR with flat bars on the front to actually make it a Street Fighter. And number 7 going through there is Duncan McMillan. Duncan on the Jim Aim Racing KTM. Not always nice to have Big Dunk out there with us. Of course, when he's not jet setting around the world. It's Paul Cunvin that has the advantage, number 18. Ryan Strafford 2nd. Then the 2 400s in 3rd and 4th, still swapping and changing places. The pink bike there of Michael Nealon's number 80 going through. There's Rob Garland, number 55. Wait until he takes that helmet off and you see that haircut. Greatest haircut in any paddock, anywhere to be seen. Ryan Strafford there then, who missed out on winning the Street Fighter B Championship by quite a narrow margin. Lost out to the Sheriff last season, but this year it looks like he means business, but not as much business as Paul Cunvin means. What a good start to the season it is for the rider from Kings Lynn, one of the many riders that races for the RAF Motorsports Association. And there is Rob Garland, number 55, from Bedford on the Moto Body Shop Suzuki. So Street Fighters looking in okay shape here at the start of the race, but the bigger bikes are just starting to get a grip of things now. Strafford up into 2nd place. Joe Sheldon Shaw there. He's got a bit more competition this year, but he's dealing with it well. He's up into 3rd place, currently lapping in the 52s. That's not bad at all for a 400, let me tell you. On the LSR Racing Kawasaki, a few orange bibs out there, some new riders. The 2 Palfreman brothers are still battling out in 8th and 9th place. Behind the pink bike of Michael Nealon's. It is Paul Cunvin that has the advantage. I should just mention that Chris Burridge is making excellent progress as well. Number 69, he started 20th on the grid. He's currently lapping in the 51s. So he's having a good old race out there. John Tomlinson, we just saw, number 19, leading Street Fighter A's. And up towards Druid's Corner we go. It is Cunvin that has the advantage. Then Ryan Strafford, then number 10 Joe Sheldon Shaw and Barnes, and then we see Chris Burridge. Chris Burridge, number 69, on a blue Kawasaki 400. I mentioned him a moment ago, lapping very well. He's come up from 20th on the grid. Now, he's actually on Stuart Gill's bike. Stuart Gill was listed in the programme as racing. Stuart Gill has given Chris Burridge the bike for the day. Well, I think he might be giving it him again at some point in the season, because it's going very well indeed for him. At the moment, though, leading this race, Paul Cunvin, with what looks like a very similar helmet design to a certain Cal Crutchlow. There's 72 just going through Dave Palfreman. Got a nice advantage ahead of his brother at the moment, Adam Palfreman. There's number 55, Rob Garland. And the last lap flag is out now for Paul Cunvin. Cunvin leading Street Fighter B and the Street Fighter Extreme race overall, ahead of Ryan Strafford. Then it's that mass brawl for the 400s, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Sheldon Shaw, Lewis Barnes and Chris Burridge, and here they go. Burridge, well, that's a great move from Burridge. He's managed to go past a lot of them. Various lines going through Druids, and so Burridge from 20th on the grid might finish 3rd overall and win his class. So, coming up towards 30s now. I know there's an awful lot of stuff going on in this race, but I'm trying to keep you updated the best I can. Cunvin is that leads. He's going to win this race. He's going to win Street Fighter B. Strafford in 2nd place. Oh, Strafford. He likes wearing that bridesmaid dress, doesn't he? He'll have to try and put that one right for Donington Park. But across the line we go then. The checker flag is being made ready. And it is Paul Cunvin that wins this race. And he's very happy indeed with that. Ryan Strafford should, in a moment or two, go across the line to take 2nd place. And Chris Burridge does hold on. 20th on the grid, he finishes 3rd overall. Wins the 400 race ahead of Joe Sheldon Shaw and Lewis Barnes. Mick Riddle in 6th place. John Tomlinson, by the way, won Street Fighter A's. Duncan McMillan won Street Fighter C's. There is Dunk, up ahead of Keith Warren and Andy Driver. Keith Warren last year's champion in Street Fighter B. There is Cunvin, the overall winner. Street Fighter A, John Tomlinson, the winner, up ahead of Phil Page. And in the 400s, Chris Burridge we've seen as the winner ahead of Joe Sheldon-Shaw and Lewis Barnes.
And Street Fighter B winner, Paul, a close race for you there. Ryan Strafford was on your tail the whole time. Could you feel the pressure?
I had no idea. I don't have a pit board, so I had no idea where anyone was. So I don't know when I took the lead quite early on. I thought, because yesterday we had this, so I took the lead, led for ages, and then he passed me right at the end, so I thought, I don't know where he is. So I just went absolutely flat out for the entire time. Just hope they didn't come back past me. I had no idea what was going on.
Well, it worked out for you. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got Pitty's Custom Vinyls, Nige and Dye, look after me every weekend. Got Jack Snaps, GB Racing for the Military Championship, and Tank Slap Motorcycle Forum as well.
And Formula 400 winner Chris, a brilliant race there, battling with 2 other 400 riders. How was the race for you out there? Really close?
Yeah, well, starting from last on the grid, I definitely had my work cut out, but first race start on a 400, never rid the bike until morning warm-up. So 10 laps before the race to try and get my head round the little bike, and yeah, it worked out good, got to the front, so happy with that.
Brilliant result. Well, good luck for your next race. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to thank Stuart Gill Racing. Stuart's the owner of the bike who put me out on it for the day, so big thanks to Stuart, owe it all to him. And yeah, good little warm-up before the MRO 600 starts, and we'll be out on the R6, so brilliant, brilliant, really made up, really made up.
Well done. Well, good luck for your next race. Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
So then, that's it for this part. Join us again after the break for the next Buff Headwear Thundersport 500 race. Welcome back to Brands Hatch here. Still blue skies, ready for the second race at the Buff Headwear Thundersport 500. Adam Palfreman on pole position, and he'll be looking for a better race than he got last time out. I don't know what happened to him on the last lap actually, but either way, Palfreman didn't finish the race, so can he do any better here? Second on the grid, Carl Smalley, race 1 winner. Rob Morby, third. And then it's Adam Horton, Jonathan Perry, Matt Snow. Third row, Harley Preble, James Wagner and Stephen Wood. All of these bikes are absolutely identical. Obviously a lot of orange bibs there, sort of midway all the way back, so a lot of rookies for this season. But at the front, Carl Smalley, who won the first race here on Motors TV for Thundersport Plus. He's got off to another good start, and he's going to lead down into turn 1 ahead of Adam Palfreman on the orange and black Honda CB 500, and they're side by side now down the hill and up towards Druids for the first time. It is Smalley that leads from Palfreman. In third place there, Rob Morby, and then I think Adam Horton up into 4th place. And he can throw a blanket on the rest through Druids. So Smalley looking for another victory here as they exit Graham Hill Bend and head up towards Surtees. And these three already trying to break away from the chasing pack. Last year's champion Adam Shelton has moved on. So has last year's runner-up Neil Bainbridge and Matt Shillings, who finished third. So there is a chance, there is opportunity here for not just race wins, but the championship this year as well, in a series that has just gone from strength to strength, always provides us with decent racing. And despite the fact that we've got almost a full grid here, we've got even more queued up ready for Donington Park as they hurtle down towards turn 1. Carl Smalley, it is, that still has the advantage here. Number 69 almost backing this Honda into Druid ahead of Adam Palfreman, who's hungry to move up into first place. Rob Morby, first of the Senior Cup riders, just there in third place. He's very experienced, he's very knowledgeable. Ex-250 GP club rider, club champion in fact. He knows what he's doing, he's just monitoring that. I'm sure he's aware that Palfreman is sticking his nose in there. He won't get involved unless he has to. Then there's that small gap back to Adam Horton. There's Tom Leonard, Harley Preble, Jonathan Perry, Nat Snow, Steve Woody and Olkins. Good start from Peter Bardell as well. Bardell, who started 17th on the grid, is up in the points already. That's a bit of a wide line. That's not how to take clearways, that one, I'm afraid. From number 84, Christopher Ashfield. But across the line to click off another lap, it is Carl Smalley, but he's coming under pressure here up the inside. Nicely done on the brakes into Paddock Hill Bend. Adam Palfreman, number 64, going up the inside. The rider from Letchworth, who a couple of seasons ago was taking part in some 6 races a day. And, well, he wore himself out so much that he took a year out last year. He's back with us this season, as we see absolute carnage going on further back. Michael McAnulty there, number 50, who we saw in the bunker and in the rough in race 1. Well, he's looking for a hole-in-one this time. Can he get himself to that finish line here? Not been that successful so far. We saw another of the Rat Out Racing bikes there as well, number 2, Elliot Humphrey from Scunthorpe. And, well, he is, of course, teammates with the Rat Out Racing leader. He was the leader, Smalley, number 69, but a good, solid move up the inside at clearways there. Not easy to do from Adam Palfreman, and Rob Morby trying to get in the mix as well. They're side by side across the start-finish line. Palfreman not giving Smalley much room, and Smalley has to let off the brakes and goes round the outside. Nicely done there from Smalley. Rob Morby does look dangerous still in third place. I wonder if he'll make a move anytime soon. Then in the background, that looks like number 49, Adam Horton, is desperately trying to cling on to the back of this group and make this a four-way fight for the lead. Down into the tight Graham Hill bend. It's all about racing lines on this bike. If you get your lines wrong on one of these machines, you're out of the race. You lose momentum, and that's it. So you've got to get it dead right. And at the moment, Smalley and Palfreman doing most of the work, and there was a bit of a bubble there, a bit of a moment from Smalley. Don't know what happened, but he ran wide. He almost lost the front, I think. And he's allowed Adam Palfreman through to take the lead. Further back, number 6 and number 28 to Ian Olkins, and number 28, Stephen Wood. So these battles still going on for inside the top 10. Ian Olkins has come up from 12th on the grid to get himself into 10th, so he's having a decent race. They're coming up to some tail enders now. We're having a look at each other and a chat as they go into Druids, but it's Smalley that leads from Adam Palfreman. Oh, and Adam Palfreman stuffs it up the inside. He makes Carl Smalley sit up. So these two, well, I hope we get this sort of battling all the way through the season. Brilliant racing here from Palfreman, Smalley and Rob Morby, but now they come up to some traffic into 30s. Palfreman goes up the inside of one. Is he going to go around the outside of another? I've got to say, I'm not quite sure what Edward Flower, number 76, is doing, but he looks like he is a rookie, so I'll give him a break. He will get quicker throughout the year, but he's looking everywhere but the direction he's supposed to be going. Further back, there's a rider who's gone for a bit of a detour and a little look around this circuit. That looked like number 178, Darren Corkett. Not 100% sure, but there's another rider there going through. That's Simon East, number 74, with a rookie vest on. Back to the front, though. These are your race leaders, 1, 2, and 3. Number 64 there, Palfreman. Got a bit of breathing space now, ahead of 69, Carl Smalley, who's just had a couple of laps where he looks a bit unsettled. Further back, there was 42 in amongst that lot, just going through in fourth place. Number 101 there is Colin Mooney from Stockton on the GT Group Honda. Palfreman looks set to take a win here. It's been a while since he's been on that top step, so he'll be delighted with that. And I'm not sure Carl Smalley or Rob Morby are close enough to do anything about this. This looks to be a race that belongs to Adam Palfreman. Decent lap times as well on these 500s. There's not a lot of horsepower underneath them. They're lapping in 55s. I remember from about 10 years ago, and that would have been good enough to win a few 600 races. But here we go anyway, out of the final corner. And another lap completed. Palfreman looking smooth now out front. He's still got traffic to deal with, but he's an experienced rider, and he goes around the outside of one, up the inside of a few more. There's a change for second place. Rob Morby has now moved up into second, number 53. So can he chase down Adam Palfreman? And he gives one of the back markers the scare of his life through Druids. So it's Palfreman that leads now from Rob Morby, Carl Smalley third. It was David Blakey that was being lapped. There he is, Dave Blakey, who actually is racing for the RAF Motorsports Association, so he's probably had a few scares in his life, but none more so than that into Druids as Rob Morby comes flying around the outside of him. This is the race leader, though. Doesn't look like that's going to change now, all barring any mistakes. 64 Adam Palfreman with a nice healthy lead ahead of Rob Morby. That's number 20 Dave Bezic about to be lapped by Carl Smalley as they come on to the start-finish straight here at Brands Hatch. There is fourth place man. Sorry, that's further back, that's 42. That's Jonathan Perry. Jonathan, who's up in the top 8, just behind Hardy Preble. But the leaders come across the line. The last lap flag is out. Morby looking pretty comfortable in second place, actually. Not sure that's going to change. Number 60 there, it's Simon Perry. It's going to get lapped before the end of this race. Doesn't look like the top 3 is going to change now. Carl Smalley will be ruining the mistakes that he's made in this race. Unfortunately, a few wobbles here and there allowed Palfreman through, and Palfreman's not really looked back. He's lapping well. He's lapping good 3 or 4 tenths quicker than Morby and Smalley in the last few times they've gone around. Rob Morby has pulled away from Carl Smalley, but there's not enough time left in this race. And as they come around Clearways now and then up towards Clark Curve, Adam Palfreman is back racing with Thundersport GB, and he's back to his winning ways. He's just got a few yards left and the checkered flag will come out. Adam Palfreman wins here, race 2 in the Thundersport 500s, ahead of Rob Morby. Rob Morby first in the Seniors Cup, just as he was in race 1, and Carl Smalley, the winner from earlier, in 3rd place. Adam Horton, 4th place, Tom Leonard in 5th, and Harley Preble in 6th. Good racing from the 500s then here on Thundersport Plus. And there are the top 3. Adam Palfreman the winner, with Rob Morby on the left and Carl Smalley on the right. And in the seniors, Morby wins from Mooney and Simon Parry, and they're all sporting buff headwear scarves as well, the sponsor. Smalley leads, however, going into Donington Park ahead of Morby. Palfreman, well, that race he missed means he's down in 3rd place, but he'll be a threat all season. Horton in 4th, Leonard and Premel in 5th and 6th. And then in the seniors, it's Rob Morby with a 20-point advantage over Colin Mooney. Dave Bezic 3rd ahead of Moss, Parry and East.
First position, Adam, a brilliant race for you. You must be chuffed to bits to be back on the podium here, especially after we didn't see you much last year due to injuries and such.
Yeah, it's good to get back into the racing again. Really pleased to have a competitive field out there. Nice battle with Carl all the way through. I could have sworn I see his shadow on the last lap, but it's obviously not him. So good fun though, very good fun.
Close race, so you're looking forward to Donington Park?
Actually no, because I don't like the circuit that much. But hopefully we'll have a couple of good results. The bike's running well, apart from a small mechanical in the last race. It's all sounding really good. So
you're looking strong. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, as always, SafeLink Services and Golmar sponsoring back in the bike, and just my family for being there and supporting me, helping me out all the way.
Thank you. Well done, Aaron. And winners of the Seniors Cup, Rob Morby, a great race for you. Just missing out though in the overall to Adam. How was the race for you?
Yeah, the race was probably the best one so far this weekend. Carl's been leading all the races, never really got in front of him. In that one, Adam got in front, and Carl made a small mistake at Clearways. I managed to get through, so it was very good to finish on a second, not a third. And yeah, really happy. Looking forward to Donington now. It's my home circuit, and it'll be a really good weekend.
Well done to you, Rob. Well, don't go anywhere, folks. Coming up after the break, it's the second race for the A&R Racing Pre-Nat 600s. Welcome back to Thundersport Plus here on Motors TV. Brands Hatch, A&R Racing Pre-National Sports 600s. A load of 600s on the grids for riders that aren't quite as experienced as others, yet to attain that national licence setup. In pole is Dean Mulcahy, the winner from race 1. Second position on the grid is Stephen Parsons, who did go across the line first in race 1, but unfortunately had that yellow flag infringement, which put him back to 4th, so he'll want some revenge here. Third on the grid is Adam Revel. Second row, George Pycroft, Chris Sanders and Jake Poole. Third row, Wayne Crossman, Darren Ibbotson and Nick Edgerly. The green flag at the back means we're ready to go, and Steve Parsons gets away from the line well. Unfortunately, I can just tell you that on that warm-up lap, we lost Dean Mulcahy. There was a massive incident. Riders are okay, but red flags went out. This is a shortened race, so no Dean Mulcahy, but into Druid's corner, it's Adam Revel that has got the early lead, and he's up ahead there of number 5, Chris Sanders. So there's a decent start there for Chris. It's the riders to look out for there. Keep an eye on Parsons in 3rd place on the blue and white Triumph, and of George Pycroft as well. The black and yellow machine just in 4th place there, number 67. Wayne Crossman is up into 5th place. The yellow and black light going through your picture there. Number 80, Asa Webb, who's Grace's brother, actually. Grace, who of course presents the show. Asa having a good run out here in the pre-national 600s, as he did last year. Up towards Druids again then, it is Adam Revel that has the early advantage. Rider from Grimsby on the Auto Designs Kawasaki. There's another glimpse of Pycroft and Crossman in 4th and 5th, but Parsons surely the danger man. There he is in 2nd place, number 11 on the Giraffe Racing Triumph. probably feeling a bit hard done by after the incident in race 1, but fortunately you're not allowed to overtake under yellow flags. They are the rules, and he was given a 10-second penalty, which, given the fact that these races are so close, meant that he went from 1st to 4th place. Good start that was, though, from number 5, Chris Sanders. He was 4th on the grid, so he's pushed up from the 2nd row. As we just get a shot there of number 46 going through, Alistair Wright from Viscard, Royal Navy Motorsport rider, down into Paddock Hill Bend. So no Dean Mulcahy. Now, bearing in mind, Dean Mulcahy is on borrowed machinery. That isn't good news, is it? Oh, and there's a move. There's the change for the lead. Steve Parsons has moved up ahead of Adam Revel now. That could be the curtains for everyone else. Whoa, what's going on there? Nasty, nasty incident. And that was... Oh, and he's not happy at all. Well, he went to tip in. Let's have a look there. I'm not sure. He just didn't see that he had a rider on the inside of him. I can't honestly say that that's anyone's fault in particular. That's just bad luck. He went to tip in. There was a bike at either side of him, and it's ended pretty nastily there for Matt Johnson, number 92. Pycroft has gone AWOL, so we've lost Pycroft as well. There was another bike up at Druids. I wonder if that's where he's gone missing. So it's Parsons that leads from Revel, lapping in the low 51s. There is Parsons, number 11, up ahead of Revel. Wayne Crossman is up in 3rd place as they head up towards Druids once more. In 4th is Jake Poole, number 53, so he's on for a decent result. Other improvements to look out for. Asa Webb, as I mentioned earlier, there he is, number 80, from 12th on the grid, is in 6th place, up ahead of Matt Truelove, who started in 11th. Daz Odlin and Ben Shuttlewood in 9th and 10th are going well also, as we see Parsons there just going around some traffic. But not long to go in this shortened race, and it is Parsons that looks odds on to take 25 points. No yellow flag infringements to be seen this time around. There's Paul Rogers on the PR Racing Kawasaki. And Chris Sanders has gone missing. I don't know what's happened to him. The last lap flag is out. Chris Sanders, oh, he is still out there. He's still out there, but he's in 19th, so he's obviously had an incident on circuit somewhere. So the last lap flag is still out. There's Asa Webb, number 80, going through your picture. He's in line for a decent top 6 finish. And, well, oh, it's all happening here. Parsons, my word! He's got the win pretty much in the bag. But he came through on a few tail enders like a dart into Druids, and that's dangerous, and that has allowed Adam Revel in. Maybe he fancies a sniff at a win here. Adam Revel in 2nd place on that lime green Kawasaki in 2nd place. Can he hunt him down? We will find out shortly. There's James May, not the James May from Top Gear, I should just add, because he'd go a lot slower, but that is a rookie. And going through now into Clark Curve, Parsons looks to just about be able to hold on to this. Yeah, he's being a bit more cautious now of the back markers. I'm not surprised. Checker flag is out this time, though, and Parsons will take the win. There he is. Number 11 takes the victory ahead of Adam Revel, and it was a good finish to the race for Wayne Crossman as well, 194. 6/10 of a second covering the top 3. A lot closer than we thought it was going to be. Jake Poole takes 4th place ahead of Paul Rogers, and Asa Webb with a decent 6th ahead of Matt Trulov and Darren Ibbotson. So there's your top 3 then. Parsons the winner ahead of Revel and Wayne Crossman. And the points heading into the next round, not a lot in it. Parsons lead Revel by 4. Look at that, really tight. All to play for next round at Donington.
First position goes to Stephen Parsons. Stephen, we saw you a couple of times last year on the podium, so it must be great to be back up here again.
Yeah, it's spot on. We say we did a few last year and did all right, so hopefully we'll do a full season and hopefully stand up here a few more times, and hopefully we'll do all right, yeah.
Definitely. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Jimmy from Total Dyno Carlisle. He did night shift for us on Wednesday, and so he worked his arse off for us, so spot on.
Thank you, well done.
Cheers.
Well, speaking of working backsides off, it's obviously taking its toll on 1 or 2 marshals here, ready for the next race. It's Sparklake Racing, Golden Era's Superbikes and Supersport on the grid. We saw a decent win in race 1 from Ollie Dupree on that beautiful Honda. There is Chris Norris on pole position, and there is that SP2, the Colin Edwards replica. Number 65, Ollie Dupree, who won his first ever race earlier on. There's the defending champion, number 1, and Craig Jeff, number 16. Number 70 there on that lovely 996 Ducati is Colin Appleby, who failed to finish race 1. He'll be looking to do better this time around. And the Supersports to look out for, once again, the likes of Andy Whale, who won race 1, number 49, Sam Nicholson, number 2, etc. Away from the line we go then. Looks to be a decent start from number 24 as they go down into turn 1. That's Shane Pearson, but no, Ollie Dupree has gone up the inside and makes it count. So Dupree will lead into Druids. A good start also from Blunt, the defending champion, number 1. Looked like he'd got up into 3rd place. There's number 6 as well. Nice to see Nick Williamson having a good go at it. Number 27, the smoking Yamaha of Richard Steadman from 9th on the grid once again, showing his face up inside the top 5. So he's got off to a decent start also. And as they get settled now into 30s around clearways, this corner that seems to go on forever, you're on your knee all the way around. Craig Jeff, decent start. Appleby on the Ducati, Sam Nicholson and Andy Whale on the 600s going well. A couple of riders missing, a few riders crashed out on Saturday here in the Golden Era Superbikes or mechanical problems. One rider that's missing, which is a shame. My old mate Jamie Hitter, who's actually a former champion of Brands Hatch, would have been interesting to see how he got on, but mechanical issues, shall we say. And well, the gasket's gone, hasn't it, in the bike? So unfortunately for him, hopefully he'll be back out at Donington. We'll wait and see, but all the best, mate. Exiting Graham Hill Bend it is, though, Ollie Dupree, who's gone out front. Looks like he might just hold on to this ahead of number 24, Shane Pearson. Richard Blunt looks in good shape there, though, number 1. What a fabulous season it was in this Golden Era Superbike class last year. Richard Blunt leaving it very late indeed to clinch the title. The last race, the last few laps, he clinched it away from Rob Wilson, who thought he'd won it. There is Gareth Skinner on the British Army race team Suzuki. All sorts of machinery out there to look out for, though. Wonderful class. Wonderful to see all of these bikes coming out of the garages and being put on the circuit again. At the moment, you can see here, it's going pretty well for number 65, Ollie Dupree, ahead of number 24, Shane Pearson, who's looking to close that gap down. Can Richard Blunt get himself on the podium? And there is pole man Chris Norris in 4th place. He got pole for a reason. That reason is that he's quick. He's a proven race winner. At the moment, though, it's Dupree that leads from Pearson here at Brands. Welcome back here to Brands Hatch. No change from when we last left you. It is Dupree that has the lead here in the Golden Era Superbikes on that beautiful Honda SP2 ahead of number 24, Shane Pearson. Then defending champion Richard Blunt. In 4th place is Chris Norris on the Aprilia. Further back there is number 35, Jamie Pearson from Derby on the Melted Sliders Suzuki. Full grid of beautiful retro machines for the fans to look out for, but it's Dupree that has that advantage, and there looks like there might be a change for 2nd place as Richard Blunt, the defending champion, tries to find a way past Pearson, and now here comes number 27 around the outside on the Yamaha, trying to find a way through. What is fantastic about this race is we've got Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki and Yamaha, the top 4. In fact, we've got an Aprilia in 5th. So 5 different manufacturers in the top 5, exactly how we want it. We've got a Ducati just up inside the top 8 as well. Neil Appleby, come on, get yourself in the top 6. Let's get it 6 different manufacturers. They're trying to chase down this Honda at the moment. Oh, Ollie Dupree, who exits Clark Curve and makes his way onto this short start finish straight. There is no rest here at Brands Hatch. It's not really a straight. It's sort of a kinked right all the way until you get to turn 1. There's Jason Dixon, number 62. He's just behind Andy Windsor and Craig Jeff at the moment, but it's Dupree that has the early advantage, and Pearson still just in 2nd place. They're coming up to some traffic. That's 72, Dave Curtis on a Ducati 748 in the Supersport. Supersport, by the way, being led still by Andy Whale. Dupree is doing a good job here, lapping in 50.8, 50.9. That's just enough to give himself a bit of breathing space over this epic battle for 2nd place. Look at them all as they head into Surtees at the moment. It's between Pearson, Blunt, Steadman and Norris. And, well, I wouldn't want to put my money on any of them to finishing in 2nd place. In fact, Norris has just dropped off the back a bit, and it's Pearson still with it, with Steadman now in 3rd place on the Yamaha. There's Appleby on the Ducati up ahead of number 30, Andy Windsor, on the Suzuki orange bib. It's his first full season of racing. Last lap flag is out now, and Dupree looks like he's safe. He's home and dry. He's got a couple of seconds over the chasing pack, so it's between Steadman, Pearson, Blunt and Norris. And Steadman has got his nose in front on the Yamaha. He's up ahead of Pearson. Pearson looks up the inside. It's not going to happen. Norris is even having a nibble at defending champion Richard Blunt. There's a rider who's gone missing on that last, and that's Andy Whale has gone out. Andy Whale has gone out in the Supersport class, and that means that Sam Nicholson might take the win in the Supersport. But back to the front, Dupree has got this one in the bag. It's going to be another 25 points for him. He is surely going to take a lead from this championship into Donington Park. Richard Steadman, who started from the back of the third row, is going to finish maybe in second place. He's got it at the moment, but Shane Pearson and Blunt right next to him. The checkered flag is out, and it is a win for Ollie Dupree. So he's waited all this time for win number 1, and just like buses, he gets 2 in a row. Good stuff from Ollie. Richard Steadman does take second place on the Yamaha. Suzuki in third for Pearson, Kawasaki in fourth for Blunt. The Aprilia of Chris Norris is fifth, and Nick Williamson on the SP1 is in sixth place here in the Golden Era Superbikes. And there is a very happy Ollie Dupree. 2 wins in 2 races. Not bad going there for Ollie. And in this Supersport, Sam Nicholson. Nice to see Sam on the top step. So what do the points look like heading into Donington? Dupree has the lead ahead of Shane Pearson. There's not a lot in it. Defending champion Richard Blunt with a bit of work to do as we head into Donington, but he's safe in third. A big chunk of points ahead of Norris and Jeff. And in the Supersport, Andy Whale 10 points clear of Richie Harrison. Pearson is in third, then Nicholson, Martin and Curtis.
Position in the Superbikes. Ollie, a brilliant race and a brilliant day for you. 2 wins in the bag. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, thanks. I'm well pleased. I can't believe it, to be honest. It's my first time obviously doing the Golden Era Superbikes. It's a really difficult class, and so I get 2 wins today. It's just been manic. The bike's been awesome, and yeah, big thanks again to Peterson Sims for their sponsorship and all the guys who've been along to help me out this weekend and come down and support me. I really appreciate the support, and yeah, it's been an amazing day.
First position in Supersport class, Sam Nicholson. Sam, a great win for you here. How are you finding Brands?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been a great weekend. I got pole, then I had a puncture in race 1, finished that, but then I got a third, a second and a first, so can't say any more than that. Really pleased. Rode best I could.
Brilliant results. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mel for supporting me for 15 years racing, and Motorpoint for 10 years and sticking with me, and it's a privilege to ride for them. I'm really pleased.
So the sun gradually setting here on Brands Hatch, but not before the final race here on Thundersport Plus. The Isle of Man Race Product Street Fighters and Formula 400s. A right mix of machinery here on the grid, but it does provide close racing, as we saw in race 1. Paul Cunvin won the first race. By the time he managed to pull away from these 400s and the triumph of Ryan Strafford, he managed to build up a decent gap. Can he do the same again? He's third on the grid, so we will find out. Barnes on the 400 is in second on the grid, Strafford on pole. Row 2, Joe Sheldon Shaw, who got the whole shot last time on the green Kawasaki number 10, Mick Riddle 44, number 80, Michael Nealons. Row 3, Adam Pelfman, Dave Pelfman and Rob Garland. We are go here for the final race on Thundersport Plus. Decent start from Ryan Strafford, number 57. He's going to get the whole shot ahead of Paul Cunvin, the 2 Street Fighter B riders going into turn 1. For now, I'm going to drop about all the classes and we're going to focus just on the racing that you see on your screen, because otherwise we'll get ourselves quite mixed up. It is Cunvin that has the lead from Strafford. That's the Kawasaki 400 of Sheldon Shaw up into third place, slamming it up the inside of Lewis Barnes. Nice to see Lewis Barnes full of confidence since moving from an Aprilia RS125 Super Team machine up onto this 400. Just works quite well for him. Decent start also I just saw there from Dave Palfreman, number 72. He's gone up the inside of Lewis Barnes. So it's Cunvin that leads the race 1 winner ahead of Ryan Strafford, last year's runner-up in Street Fighter B. Then a few 400s mixed in with a few Street Fighter B riders. Mick Riddle's in there, the 2 Palfreman brothers. John Tomlinson leading Street Fighter A. Phil Page is out there as well. Rob Pragnell Duncan McMillan, Keith Warren and Andy Driver, the three old mates, will be fighting it out for Street Fighter C's. You'll be able to hear those because most of them are on, well, Warren and Duncan McMillan are on Supermoto machines. Andy Driver's on his custom-built MZ690. But at the front of this, it is Paul Cumbin on the Honda that has the advantage, number 18. Paul riding under the RAF Motorsports Association banner, rider from Kings Lynn. Around the outside there, really nice line, swooping line on the 400 of Lewis Barnes, but he's going to lose out on power. 50 Lewis Barnes to Ryan Strafford, number 57, the rider from Murfield on the KDC Triumph. So he's having some fun out there, is Strafford, with these 400s. Further back is... just after that, that looks like Chris Burridge, number 69 on the Kawasaki. He's got himself another decent start from last on the grid. And then it's number 80 on the pink bike. That is Michael Nealons. And then number 10 on the green Kawasaki, Joe Sheldon Shaw, son of Glenn Shaw, a rider that used to race in the GP1 category. There's Dave Blakey just getting lapped by Paul Cumbin. Into Surtees we go and around Clearways. And then up towards Clark Curve, the final kink. Lewis Barnes having a really good run out here. There is Burridge going around the outside of Ryan Strafford, but he's going to lose out on power once these two get stood up on the start-finish straight. Cumbin leads from Barnes. Then, as you can see, Strafford taking advantage there with the power that he's got underneath him. Gets past Burridge, but Burridge has got the speed around the outside into turn 1. And then Burridge going to have a look up the inside, surely into Druids. He's going inside, he's going outside. Look at the speed of those 400s around this circuit. He has to sit up a bit. Of course, these two bikes completely different. The 400, easy to throw about. The Triumph there of Ryan Strafford, it's a sit-up and beg bike, really. He's got flat bars on it. Completely different riding styles, which mean different lines. And that's what you're seeing at the front here as well. The sit-up and beg style of Cumbin now coming under attack by that little 400 of Lewis Barnes, number 50, as they head on to the start-finish straight once more. Further back, there's Mick Riddle, number 44, a regular in Street Fighters. He's been in it since day one with Thundersport GB, since 2008. He's having a good battle there with Joe Sheldon Shaw. Dave Blakey, we saw a moment ago, just getting lapped as well. Up towards Druids, Paul Cumbin, who sort of roared away, didn't he, towards the end of that first race, not having things his own way this time. And Lewis Barnes desperately trying to get his way up into the top 3. Oh, and that's a nasty accident there. And that's number 80, Michael Nealons, has gone down. He almost took Joe Sheldon Shaw with him, but Joe manages to stay upright. And Michael looks like he might just be a bit hurt there as he goes down. He's holding his left arm. I do hope that he's okay. But Michael has gone down up into Druids. There's plenty of runoff there, but not quite sure what happened at the start of it. Meanwhile, back at the front, Cumbin has the advantage, but the 400 just keeps on pinging its way around the outside. Cumbin takes the defensive line, but Lewis is going to have to go the long way round. The problem is for Lewis Barnes is that as soon as they get onto that start-finish straight, Barnes isn't going to have a chance of getting past him. They are in separate classes, of course, so at the moment, as it stands, they'll both pick up winners' pots. But you want to win a race, you don't want to see anyone in front of you. So this is an intriguing battle between two completely different motorcycles, and it's nice to see them out there having some fun. Third place there, Chris Burridge is closing in. He's got to put a lap in there of 51.3, but it's not close enough. There's a big gap back to Ryan Strafford there in fourth, who I'm sure will have a few tweaks with his bike and will be bouncing back at Donington Park. He's very strong at Donington, is Ryan. Of course, rider from Murfield, slightly up north from Brands Hatch, so it's maybe not a circuit that he's that familiar with, but he'll be back fighting, believe me, at Donington Park when we have a full grid. Back at the front though, number 18, Cumbin it is that leads on the Honda CBR. There's Joe Sheldon Shaw again, number 10, currently 5th overall ahead of Mick Riddle. Adam and Dave Palfreman, as we see the last lap flag out, are in 7th and 8th. John Tomlinson leads Street Fighter A from Phil Page, but they're having a right ding-dong on this last lap, number 19 and 94. But this is the fight for the win. Can Barnes, number 50, do anything about Paul Cumbin? He's got quite close on the exit there. He's going to have to try and maybe sneak his nose in front down into Graham Hill. No, not there either. So Cumbin will just stretch away on the Cooper Straight. Here he'll use that power of the 600. Barnes is going to have a real lunge at him around Clearways and Clark Curve to have any chance of this and just try and block him. He's going the long way round though, and although at this second he might just have the advantage, it's not going to happen, and the checkered flag is being made ready. It's another win for Paul Cunvin, but it wasn't as easy as the first. A decent result for him. Oh, and Chris Burridge towards the end there, having a little shot at it as well. Lewis Barnes takes second, Burridge in third, Ryan Strafford fourth, but second in the Street Fighter Bs, Joe Shelton Shaw fifth, Mick Riddle in sixth place. So some decent racing there actually from the Street Fighters, mixed in with the Formula 400s here at Brands. Duncan McMillan wins the Street Fighter C race once again, ahead of defending champion Keith Warren and Andy Driver. Street Fighter A is John Tomlinson, the winner again, ahead of Phil Page. Street Fighter B, the winner is Paul Cunvin, the overall winner ahead of Strafford and Riddle. And in the 400s, it's Lewis Barnes from Chris Burridge and Joe Shelton Shaw. So the points then, heading into Donington Park, Ryan Strafford leads overall. That's Street Fighter Extreme, all the points added up together, ahead of Paul Cunvin. In fact, they're locked on points. Mick Riddle third, Kaufman fourth, ahead of his brother Adam, and Nealons in sixth. And in the Formula 400s, Lewis Barnes will take a lead into Donington, ahead of Joe Shelton Shaw, Rob Cracknell, Chris Burridge, and Stuart Gill.
And another first position for Paul. A great race for you out there, leading the whole way. How was it out on the track?
Yeah, it was alright. Again, I don't have a pit board, I didn't have a clue what was going on. I was trying to look at the shadows into Paddock Hill, but apparently that didn't work because someone was right behind me. I ran wide at Druids towards the end, and then as I cut back, caught sight of someone behind me, so I knew someone was behind me. Turns out I was on the 400s, like, so I've been pestering me all weekend though, so I could hear him trying to go around me outside at every opportunity, but fortunately I managed to keep hold of it, so yeah, really happy.
First position in the 400s goes to Lewis Barnes. Lewis, a brilliant race for you. You managed to hold off the other 400s. You must be so chuffed with that race.
Yeah, really happy with the race. It was a really good weekend, to be fair. Had great fun in that last race, battling with the Street Fighter, and it was great fun in the past three races, battling with Joe. So pretty good weekend, to be fair, yeah.
Definitely. Any sponsors to thank?
I'd like to thank my mum and dad, my granddad for the help he's given. I'd like to wish my nan good luck. She's in hospital at the moment. And good luck to my gramps as well, because he's on his own. Thanks to Phil Richards Body Repairs, Rafu, Steve Liner Motorcycle Repairs, and all the support from my family, really.
Brilliant, well done.
Cheers.
Well, that's it from a sunny Brands Hatch. We head north now, Donington Park next month. Join myself, Steve Day, and Grace Webb again for that. Thanks for watching Thundersport Plus.